Hi, and welcome back to A Better Choice Homestead, another edition of Freeze Dry Friday. Today, I am cleaning out my freezer a bit, and I am going to be processing raw beef for the dogs. I am going to be freeze drying the liver, the tongue, and the heart of the quarter side of beef that I ordered this year. So I have mostly defrosted this. It still is a little bit frozen to make it easier to cut through. So I am going to bring you down and I'm going to show you how I slice that up and get it onto the trays, and then we'll get it into the freeze dryer. And then I will have probably 6 months or more worth of very, very healthy dog treats for my pack. Now, this is not at all my favorite thing to do, and I am wearing gloves. It's not my favorite thing to do. I don't want to waste this. Not only did I pay for this as part of the hanging weight of my order, but I also want to honor the animal who gave up its life in this way by using it. So here I have some liver. No, that's just ice in there. I'm going to set that aside. And I'll get the other liver opened. I struggle with this because I do not like liver. I don't like the feel of it. I don't like the sight of it. And I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the taste of it. But I'm still going to preserve it for the dogs. And that's just ice. Ugh, this is a struggle. It is a struggle for me. Oof, I do not like this. This is the worst part. The liver is the worst part. So I am basically going to be cutting this down into sizes that I would give to the dogs. They don't, you don't need to feed a lot of liver. It's a super nutrient packed food. So just a little bite will go a long way towards their nutrition. So size about like that. And they are at my feet already. They can smell this and they want it. They can't have it today, but in a few days they will have it. One tray of livers ready to go into the freeze dryer. I'm going to set that aside. And I know that this animal was raised well and it was taken care of. And I am okay feeding my dogs raw, freeze-dried product from this animal. Now we're moving on to the tongue. And I know that some people find the tongue delicious. I've never tried it. I don't plan to. I don't think I could get over. I don't think I could get over the thought of it. So these I'm just doing in thin slices. Not too thin, or they will break as I try to get them out of the off the trays. That's not quite a full tray, so I have 2 trays left and I still have the heart to do. So I'm going to leave this empty for now, but I might need to use that space. All right, here we go with the heart. I honestly don't know if this is half or a quarter. I purchased a quarter side of beef, so I'm not sure. And again, with this, I'm starting with thinner slices. So I'll take this slice here and I will just cube that up. Again, these are just going to be treats. And if there's a bigger layer of fat on the end, I'll cut that off as well. So this didn't even quite fill 3 trays. So I think what I'm going to do is split these livers up into 2. That will help them freeze dry faster. And I'll move some of the heart over here with the tongue as well. Just creating more space between everything will help it freeze and then freeze dry faster. All right, let's get this into the freeze dryer. Freeze dryer is ready to go, so I'm going to open this up and load the trays. Now I just need to close the drain valve and hit continue on the machine. Starting the freeze process now. This is not, it's not frozen, but it's not completely defrosted either. So maybe 6 to 8 hours of freezing. And my guess on this, I'm gonna guess about 30 hours total, and we will be back when it's done. The freeze dryer is done. It's at 32 hours. To be honest, it actually finished at 29 hours, but I was busy cooking dinner, cleaning up the kitchen and so on, so I let it go a couple of extra hours. I am going to now open the drain valve to vent it and depressurize so we can open it up and take a look. There's not a lot of ice buildup on the sides, so I don't even need to defrost this. There wasn't a lot of moisture that was pulled out of this. So we have very, very dry, light dog treats. So I'm gonna pull all of these out and we are gonna get them on the counter and get them loaded into some glass jars. I've got a glass jar ready to go here. It's already labeled. I have it labeled as freeze-dried raw beef organ dog treats. And again, I just use a Sharpie on my glass jars, even my canning jars, as long as I can still see the black mark based on the contents that are in the jar. It washes off easily with soap and water, and that way I don't have to write on top of lids or purchase labels. These are going to come off really easy. They're not stuck at all. They're very, very light. So I am just going to dump them in the funnel. I'm going to put everything in one jar if it'll fit. There's no odor to these. There's no aroma at all. Thank goodness. I have problems with those livers, as you know. And these are a little big, so I have to tease them into the jar through the funnel. And then wash my hands very, very well, because even though this is dry, this is still raw. Okay, that was heart. This is the heart and the tongue, sliced tongue. And those slide off easy as well. I just have to point them down through the funnel. Okay, we're about half full on the 1 gallon jar. Now we have the livers. I don't know if I need to help these off. Nope, they're sliding right off. So those pieces, they separate really easily, even though they kind of dried in. Let me show you. Even though they kind of dried together, those pieces just separate nicely. And last tray is the rest of the liver. perfect fit. I'm not going to put an oxygen absorber in these. These will get used up before they would go bad or rehydrate naturally from the humidity in the air. So these will just go either on my counter or in the cupboard, and I'll be able to pull out one piece per dog maybe twice a week, and this will last quite a while. This was filled an entire gallon jar. So I am thrilled to have this. Again, this is the extra parts of the beef when you order a side or a quarter of beef or a whole. That gets thrown away if you don't ask for it. So now I have what is probably a whole lot of dollars in terms of the nutrition that I'm giving to my dogs if I were to buy this for them at the store. And I'm thrilled to have it, and so are they. Thank you for joining me again here at A Better Choice Homestead. My name is Kelly, and I hope you come back and visit again soon.